Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we are going to be doing a full day review and wear test of the new Makeup by Mario SURREAL Skin Natural Finish Foundation. Now, this is the newest foundation in his line. He currently has the SURREAL Skin Luminous Foundation, which is this one right here. This one has been out for a couple of years, but this is supposed to be more of a natural finish option. This foundation is currently available on his website as well as Sephora. This does have a 12-month shelf life and is made in the USA. Now, the details of this foundation, this retails for $48 US or 70 Canadian. This is a foundation with a natural finish and weightless medium coverage that smooths and blurs for a second skin effect, providing all-day shine control and up to 16 hours of hydration. This is supposed to be not shiny or overly matte. This is a buildable formula that is supposed to feel comfortable all day long. Non-drying, locks in moisture while increasing skin's hydration over time. This is sweat and humidity resistant and fragrance free, and this is available in 32 shades. Now, I got the shade 0.5N. Now that I have it, I'm a little bit worried because I have the original foundation in 2N. So hopefully this matches. Maybe it's too light. Maybe it's perfect. So this is what the packaging looks like. It does look almost identical to the packaging of their other foundation, except that this one is in a frosted glass bottle as opposed to just the shiny transparent bottle. You do get the standard 1 fluid ounce of product in here as well. It does feel nice and heavy. The pump does look to be nice and high quality as well. So I'm excited to get into this. I like that it has that more natural matte kind of finish. I am really loving that natural finish foundation finish lately, and I know that has absolutely been a trend, so I'm very on board with that particular trend. But let me zoom you in and then we can get to putting this on the face. All right, so all zoomed in, the hair is pinned back for the most part. I will say it is around 9 a.m. right now. I am hoping to wear this until around 8 or 9 tonight. It is a Saturday, so I have lots and lots of time. One thing I am noticing right away about the packaging, and this annoys me about the original too, that I forgot about, is when you take this lid off. This happens with my other one too, but this sometimes comes loose, like the actual lid of the pump. I have no idea why, and it always comes loose on me. I thought maybe it was just a packaging defect with my other foundation, but this one does it too now. It's not even when you twist it, it's just every time I take the cap off, I realize this seems loose. So I would just mention, I don't know if this is a foundation that you should necessarily lay down in your drawer if you're someone who does that. That's just something I want to keep in mind because now I have 2 bottles that do this. So anyways, let's take a pump of this. Hoping we do get a good 12 hours out of this today. I think we will. I do already have my brows and eyes done, so I have my concealer done around my eyes as well. It's just a really truly gloomy fall day today, so I really just wanted to play with makeup and I didn't want to have to clean up a mess, so I just went ahead and did my eyes first. Now, I did about a pump and a half, and this is a very liquidy formula. I'm just taking my BK Beauty 101 and it's going to work some of the product in. I do just have my skin prepped with some Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. No, that looks like it's going to be a really good match, actually. It looked a little light initially, but it perfectly matches my neck. Okay, so 0.5N is a perfect match for me. Pretty sure that's the lightest shade, too. That is giving a really nice coverage right away. You can see my skin is a little bit red. It's a little annoyed with me at the moment, but look how quickly that just blended and covered everything. Okay, and I can confirm it does not have a fragrance. I'm not noticing anything at all, which I love. I feel like we've had such an influx of fragranced foundations lately. I do also have the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do a full dedicated wear test or if I just want to use it in a try new makeup. Let me know your preference down below because I would love to know what you guys want to see. Okay, so now we have one side of my face done, one side without. Right away, I love the finish. It does have a bit of a luminosity, but it's not overly shiny. It just looks like my skin with some good skincare. It does look very smooth as well. It blended out incredibly quickly, and it does feel incredibly lightweight. I would say it definitely does feel a little bit more lightweight than the new Natasha Denona foundation that I've been loving, but it's giving me a very similar coverage level. So that's pretty interesting. I do think this is a nice medium coverage. I'm not fully canceled out, but it's more than enough. I would say that it kind of feels as weightless as the Benefit foundation, and that was a big selling point for me on that foundation. Okay, let's get into the other side. I love, 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 love how quickly this blends out on the skin. I love the coverage I'm getting. I have used almost that whole pump and a half, so I will note that, but it looks really, really lovely on the skin. My skin just looks very, very fresh. It kind of gives that illusion of I don't have a lot of makeup on, but I am having a really good skin day, which is kind of the key thing I like to say about my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. And if you're new here, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation is my all-time favorite holy grail foundation. It's going to take a lot for that to lose that top spot. I have tried some incredible foundations recently. The new Benefit foundation I've been loving. I just don't like their shades and I don't like the scent of that one, but that is probably the most bulletproof foundation I've ever worn. The new Natasha Denona, I am really, really loving the coverage and how that looks on my skin, but neither of them beat the NARS for me. I mean, that is kind of always the sort of yardstick that I'm comparing against. And again, if you're new, I do have dry skin, so that is also something that I always have to consider. I am really, really loving a more matte or natural finish foundation. I love that the pendulum is kind of swinging away from the crazy glowy foundations. I am really, really happy to see the pendulum kind of swinging back the other direction, but not so dramatically far in the other direction. You know, when we were completely just canceling every single thing out and we looked so dry. I think the natural finish is a really nice compromise there. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. I have tried to build it up in certain areas where I needed a little extra help, and I think it definitely gave me enough coverage. I think it is looking really, really lovely. It's feeling very comfortable. It's not fully setting down. It still feels kind of like skincare. So I do still feel like I need a bit of powder. I do think it looks really, really nice, and it just makes my skin look really, really nice and healthy. I really hope this wears well throughout the day. I'm going to try to build a little bit of coverage down here because my skin is misbehaving a little. I think I really like the shade that I got as well. This is really, really nice, super, super comfortable. I'm kind of hoping that it does sort of set down a little bit. As of right now, it still feels like I freshly put on my moisturizer. So it's not fully drying down, and I would kind of like for it to do that because otherwise my hair is going to stick to my face and that's going to make me crazy. So I would like to see it dry down a little bit. I am still a bit shiny right in the center of my face, so I am definitely going to need a powder. Now, a powder that I finally got my hands on and so far I'm really liking is the Lancome Tint Idole powder. This to swatch is such an incredibly buttery powder. Typically, setting powders don't feel the most buttery when you touch them. There is sort of a dryness to them, but this one actually feels so buttery. I do like the packaging. It's very on par with the highlighters and bronzers that they have in this line, but it is just a matte black rather than the tortoiseshell, and it does sort of have that rose imprint here. But I'm just going to take my puff into that powder. I have the shade 00 Universal, and just make sure I pat out any creases. I did use the Makeup Forever concealer that I've been really enjoying. And I love this powder because it is so smoothing and so blurring, but it's so lightweight and it doesn't look like I just pressed a powder into my skin. And it doesn't feel at all heavy. It's a very, very weightless powder. And there's no fragrance to it either, so I'm really liking this so far. I will definitely be featuring this powder in a beauty battle with the Givenchy pressed powder because I know that's the question I'm going to get. As of right now, I don't know. I'm still working that out, but I will, of course, put them head to head in a beauty battle. Okay, so the foundation still feels like a bit of a moisturizer on my skin. It hasn't fully dried down, but it doesn't feel tacky sticky, which I appreciate. I can deal with the moisturizer type of feel. So it does feel very, very comfortable and hydrating. I think it looks lovely on my skin. It's given such a lovely amount of coverage. And I think everything just looks very, very smooth and healthy. So I'm going to pop off camera. I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup and I will be back to get the square test started. All right, so the rest of the makeup is done and I'm really liking how everything is looking. I love the coverage that I'm getting from this foundation. I love the finish. I feel like it sort of maintains that skincare-like feel on the skin, but it does have a very skin-like finish. So it just doesn't look like I'm wearing a heavy foundation. It just looks really, really nice and it feels super comfortable. So I'm really excited about that. But I am overall just really excited to keep wearing this throughout the day, see how it wears, see how it lasts through everything else that I want to get into for the day. And I will step into natural lighting in a couple of hours and give you an update. And then of course I will be back here at the end of the day to give you my final thoughts. All right, so I'm just quickly stepping into natural lighting. It's actually way later than I intended. It's about 3:30 right now, but everything is still looking so nice and so flawless. There's definitely a bit of a glow here, but it's very, very smoothing, very comfortable, still feels super lightweight. I am seeing my nose start to break down a little bit, but that is an area that I kind of bump with my hand a lot. Overall, I really, really love how this foundation is looking, and I will see you guys at the end of the day for my final thoughts. All right, so we have reached the very end of the day. It is currently 9:30, so closer to the 12.5-hour mark. My nose has definitely rubbed off and broken down, but that is a very, very common thing with me. That's really more my fault. The rest of the makeup I do feel like is holding up pretty well. My forehead does look pretty shiny though. It's quite shiny up there. The rest of my face looks pretty good. I would say my T-zone has a little bit of oils peeking through, but nothing too crazy. I do just want to note my forehead though, because that's a lot of shine, especially for me with my dry skin. So I don't know if this is necessarily truly one of those that keeps oils at bay, but I do think it looks really, really nice. I'm not super, super shiny anywhere else. And I feel like the foundation is pretty well intact on most of my face, aside from my nose, of course. And it also held on to the rest of the makeup really well. It also felt super lightweight and comfortable all day. I did feel like it didn't truly dry down. It sort of maintained that skincare sort of feeling on my face throughout the day, which doesn't necessarily bother me, but it is something I like to point out. So I would definitely say this is a very hydrating foundation. It's definitely a really, really nice medium coverage. It applied beautifully. It blended so quickly. It definitely didn't have any sort of fragrance, which I appreciated as well. In terms of the finish, I do wish it had dried down a little bit more, but I do think it overall gave me a really, really nice natural finish to the skin. It did not look like a heavy foundation at all throughout the day. And I do think this shade 0.5N was really perfect for me. In terms of comparing this to his other foundation formula, I definitely do prefer this. I very much prefer something with a more natural finish to that super glowy finish like his other foundation. This one reminded me so much of the Dior Forever Hydra Nude that I tried out at the beginning of this year. Very, very similar finish to the skin, very similar feel, very similar dry down, very similar wear, same level of coverage. So honestly, if you were wanting to try the Dior Hydra Nude, but maybe you were kind of steered away because of the fragrance that's in it, the Mario could be a really great option because honestly, for me and my dry skin, these are incredibly similar. I really, really do like this. I don't like it as much as my NARS Light Reflecting. I think I do still prefer the Natasha Denona. I like the coverage that it gives just a little bit more. While I really, really like this, I'm excited to keep trying it out and testing it. I will, of course, give you an updated review at the very end of the month with my final thoughts. I anticipate I will still really, really like this because I can't really see anything changing. It did a fantastic job today. I just feel like it made my skin look really, really nice and really, really healthy. And overall, I really do like this foundation. And I would definitely say this is a dry skin approved foundation. My only concern is if you have oily skin, I'm not sure if this is going to hold up. So I would love to hear from you in the comments if you've tried this one or if you're thinking about trying it and you have oily skin. I would love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts. That is where I'll leave it for today. This is a great foundation. I am really, really happy with it. I'm excited to keep trying it out, but let me know all of your thoughts down below. I love hearing from you guys so much. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload new videos every single week. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.